welcome back to another video. I'm Serenrenity, your space CHUUNIBYOU. Today we are watching Space is Way Scarier Than You Think. And if you've read the title, yes, I am a space VTuber that also really likes space in real life. Wow, who would have thought? I've done lots and lots of science projects about space. I even had an interview with NASA very recently, which is something I'll get into another time, and it's just a really big passion of mine. So if any of you have any more space related content that you'd like me to react to, feel free to let me know. But anyways, let's get this party started.
On February 7th, 1984, 317 miles above Earth, Bruce McCandless pushed away from the space shuttle and into the history books, taking the largest first step in human history.
I'm sure you guys have seen this video before. It's so iconic.
While Neil Armstrong's small step was a giant leap for mankind, Bruce McCandless's first test of a manned maneuvering unit was a plunge into infinity.
I love that picture.
Space is big.
Yo, where the stars at, though? Where the stars at? It was all staged. It's fake. It's not real.
Was a plunge into infinity. Space is big. In size, obviously, but also in the way that it stirs our imaginations. The very concept of nothing is hard to fully process. And if space is anything, it's a whole lot of nothing. Potentially infinite nothingness. But
it's kind of weird to think about how like the default like baseline of the universe is just freezing cold with no sound, no light, pure void. I'm just saying, if I was sent, a couple 10,000 feet into the air and drifted off into space, I wouldn't complain.
At the same time, teeming with monstrous structures and energies beyond human comprehension. Filaments made up of thousands of clusters of galaxies, each with hundreds of billions of stars. Areas of space so dense and massive that the rules of physics entirely break down.
Can you believe that we only got like an official picture of a black hole in 2019? It feels like yesterday, but I also can't believe it was that recent. That's crazy.
And yet, when we look outside, we only see the very closest stars. Oh
yeah, if you guys didn't know, we're like permanently stuck in looking at the middle of the Milky Way. This is the middle of the Milky Way. Can't look elsewhere, I suppose.
The rest of it is just out there, hidden in the endless darkness, like an eldritch horror. And despite that, or maybe because of it, we feel inexplicably drawn to it. From our earliest days, we explored the infinite darkness, looking for meaning. We used the stars to navigate, to guide our planting of crops.
Which is crazy to me. I'm sorry, if I was a Neanderthal, I would not be able to make constellations. I'm too stupid for that. I was so amazed that they could just drop pictures in the sky and remember it. That's crazy. Especially because, like, they change so often.
Printed our gods and mythologies into the patterns we saw in them. We may not have known what was out there, but we knew it was important. We invented eye-enhancing telescopes that reached through the darkness and found monstrous worlds we didn't even know existed. And now in the modern era, we've taken our first tentative steps into that void by packaging ourselves in suits and machines that simulate the conditions on Earth.
I can't wait for like our new astronaut crew to reach the moon, because they're gonna be live streaming that shit. Live streamed on twitch.tv 2026 moon landing. Imagine. Or well, they're not landing. They're gonna just orbit the moon. But technology has come so far. It's crazy we just get to witness it. Like it's nothing.
And we can't survive in any of it. Our world, in this perspective, is a microscopic oasis in a never-ending inky void. As insignificant to the rest of the universe as a bacterium floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Astrophobia is the fear of space, or astronomical objects.
Whoa! If you got astrophobia, you cannot be watching me. I have literal spinning stars on my hair. You can't watch me. I have stars everywhere. Oh no.
The Greek astron, meaning star, and phobia from the Greek phobos, meaning fear. So technically astrophobia is the fear of stars, but We include space and celestial objects as well.
Yeah.
Objects like, say, the Mars moon Phobos. We literally have an object in the solar system named Fear.
Wait,
If someone from the city who rarely sees
that never clicked in my head. That never clicked in my head. Why are we scared of that moon? Why are we scared of Phobos? What the heck, man?
these stars goes to the country or dark sky territory, they might find the immensity of a fully lit night sky to be overwhelming, even nerve-rattling.
Is he gonna mention, I'm gonna bet $5 right now, he's gonna mention that one time that the lights went out or something in New York City and everyone started calling 911 because he saw the Milky Way for the first time. I'm gonna bet $5. If I get that right, you owe me $5.
We might say that person has a touch of astrophobia. A believer in astrology might
I lied.
become nervous in the days when Mercury goes into retrograde. This could be considered astrophobia.
I owe
Or the
you
old idea that
$5.
people go mad under a full moon, turning them into lunatics.
Ow!
That's
Oh.
astrophobia.
Lunatic. Lunatics comes from the moon? I never realized.
In the ancient times, comets were thought to be harbingers of disaster. In fact, that's where the word comes from, disaster.
You're fucking lying. Wow. I am astonished how much of like our daily language is inspired by space. Whoa. That's actually that's so cool. That's awesome sauce.
Bad star. But there's another type of astrophobia.
Natural disaster, natural bad star. Make it make sense. I'm kidding.
One that's not specific to an object or a superstition, but something much deeper. A kind of cosmic existentialism. Have you ever laid in the grass on a clear night
No.
and just took in the sky? Just let it wash over you and kind of become a part of
Grass? Never heard
it.
of
A
it.
strange sensation starts to come over you that you're not actually looking up. You're looking down. Below you is a drop into an
You're looking nowhere. You're looking everywhere, all at once. There's no sense of direction.
infinite void, and the only thing keeping you from falling is the fact that you're stuck to the ground by gravity. This shift in perspective is a bit of a transformative experience, and I recommend everybody to have it at some point in their lives.
Yeah, I recommend everyone have an existential crisis because of space. I agree.
Certain chemicals can help that along. Just saying.
What?
But that perspective is a bit more accurate.
Hey.
In space, there really is no up. There is no down.
Yay.
It's just out.
Yeah.
In all directions.
Yup.
forever.
Yup.
And the only thing
That's what I
keeping
just
you
said.
from falling into it is this invisible force called gravity, which we still don't really understand. And it's a good thing
Just wild
because if
to
you were
me.
to ever go out in any of those forever directions, you'd be dead after 5 miles. That's it. That is as far as a human can go in that direction before we can't breathe anymore. 5 miles. 8 kilometers. You could walk that distance in a little over an hour. That's nothing. And everything beyond that will kill you. Fear of space indeed. We exist on a tiny sliver of space, on the surface of a tiny planet. And even in that sliver, we can only survive on land, which is only 29% of the total surface.
99.99999% of this universe is out to kill you. And you're still here, watching me. And I'm really grateful. Don't you ever forget it. Mwah.
And even on that land, only 43% of it is habitable. The rest will kill you with oppressive heat, extreme cold, and choking forests.
Wait, only 43% of our land is habitable? Really?
Earth can kill you in a million different ways. You can dehydrate, drown, fall off a cliff, get hit by lightning, consumed by fire,
Imagine.
consumed by a lion, or a
Hi.
tiger,
Hi.
or a bear.
Hi.
You could eat the wrong berry, or
Skill
pet the wrong
issue.
snack,
Skill
Or get
issue.
bitten
Why are
by
you
the wrong
petting
bug.
snakes?
or go to Australia.
Or go,
You could get blown up by a volcano.
or go to Australia. I need to react to some Australian videos. I don't understand how you guys live there.
Or breathe a toxic gas, catch a disease from a rat, or have a small number of blood cells clot up and travel to your brain, or just wait long enough.
I choked on water. Please don't say that.
One way or the other, the Earth always wins. Nobody has ever survived Earth, and yet it's the only place in our solar system.
Okay, I don't care. The Earth ain't gonna survive either. After a couple billion years, maybe. I don't know the exact timeline. Numbers are big. There's too many numbers. After 1,000, I cannot comprehend numbers. Understand?
Can survive. If you teleported to the surface of Mercury, you would lose consciousness within 20 seconds for lack of oxygen. And in the vacuum of space, your
that means I get to experience it for 20 seconds.
skin would boil as gases in your blood flash into bubbles,
never
like
mind.
a carbonated soda.
I don't like that
If you
visual.
were teleported to the sun side, your body would bake on the 800-degree surface. If you're on
Wait.
the shadow side, it's immediate frostbite at negative 290 degrees. If you went to the surface of Venus, you
Venus
wouldn't
is
have time
hotter.
to suffocate from the lack of oxygen because you would immediately burst into flame from the 867-degree air temperature, while simultaneously being crushed by an atmospheric pressure 92 times higher than here on Earth.
Can you guys believe? I think it was like a Russian robot drone. I forgot what country it belonged to. I think it was them. Like their machine lasted on Venus for, was it 2 minutes? Until it like got cooked, but we got photos. I cannot believe we have photos of Venus's surface. I cannot believe it. I think this is one of them. Cannot confirm. Because there's a lot of like artists' interpretations of it that keep getting spread around as like the real photos, even though it's not. But I cannot believe it.
It would basically be like the Titan submersible, but on fire. On Mars, you might have a relatively warm day, but you'd still suffocate. There's only 1% of our air pressure there, and almost none of it is oxygen. So you'd get the worst case of the bends imaginable, and then pass out. Teleporting to the surface of Jupiter would be difficult because there's no real surface on Jupiter.
Yeah.
Just thick atmosphere that gets thicker as you go down until it turns into liquids and solids and states of matter we don't even understand. You would basically just fall until you were crushed into a diamond. Somewhat the same thing on Saturn, but breathing the ammonia clouds would scorch your lungs first. Neptune and Uranus are so far away from the sun that the hydrogen atmosphere freezes solid. That's why they're called ice giants, which is what you would be within seconds of going there. At negative 371 degrees, your body doesn't freeze, it vitrifies. Basically turns
That's a big word.
into glass.
There we go.
Our sense of scale about space is completely skewed because you can't really image it.
You cannot, sorry, excuse my voice cracking. You can't comprehend it. It's beyond human comprehension. You can try, but yeah, my brain still struggles to wrap itself around some of these facts. I mean, just look at the size of Earth compared to the sun. That's unimaginable.
Show it remotely
And our sun isn't even remotely close to the biggest thing in space.
at scale, you wouldn't really be able to see anything. It takes 8 minutes for light to travel from the sun to the Earth. It takes light about 8 hours to reach the outer edge of the Kuiper Belt and leave our solar system. So one light day is 3 times longer than the radius of our solar system. 1 light year is 365 times that long. Our closest star is 2.24 light years away.
That's far.
Polaris is around 450 light years away. The farthest star that you can see with the naked eye is V762 Cassiopeia, a supergiant star approximately 16,000 light years away.
That's so far.
While we're looking at the Milky Way, we sit about halfway between the center and the edge. If we went to the edge, it would be 25 to 28,000
That is so
Make-
far. If you could travel the speed of light, it would still take you 25,000 light years to leave your own galaxy. And you are only one of like millions, I think. Excuse me. That's I can't.
In the
I
radius
can't.
of the Milky Way, about 50,000 light years.
Yeah.
Roughly 100,000 all the way across.
That's insane.
These distances are ridiculous. But that's nothing compared to the distance between galaxies.
yeah.
The closest galaxy is Andromeda, which is
Andromeda.
2.5 million light years
It
away.
would take you.
Twen-
It would take you 2.5 million. Can someone invent wormholes already? That's literally the only way to to travel any sort of a noticeable distance in space. Even if we manage to reach the speed of light, you're not going anywhere, pal. You're not going anywhere. Someone invent teleportation already.
25 times the length of our galaxy. We're part of the local group of galaxies, roughly 10 million light years across. And that is inside the Virgo supercluster, which contains 100 galaxy clusters and made up of 10,000 galaxies, spanning 110 million light years.
Wow.
And that is part of the Laniakea supercluster, including the Virgo supercluster and the Hydra Centaurus supercluster, that are all flowing toward a region known as the Great Attractor. It's 500 million light years across.
The Great Attractor?
Laniakea is one of the superclusters that make...
I could have sworn that got like debunked. I'm not gonna say too much actually. I think I might just be me when I spread misinformation.
Makes up the Pisces
on the internet.
supercluster complex. It's a galaxy filament 1 billion light years long.
A
At this scale, the
billion?
cosmos breaks down into filaments and voids, including the Boötes void, which is 300 million light years across. Just pure emptiness. Beyond this is the cosmic web, which is where our numbers break down. All told, the observable universe is agreed to be about 93 billion light years across.
93
Given the absurd scale that we're dealing with, one can only assume that the universe is filled with billions, even trillions of different planets harboring life.
I think
If
it's
there is even
at
a
least
millionth
a
of a
trillion.
percentage chance that life could evolve in another star system, the number would still be, well, astronomical. Arthur C. Clarke once said, quote, "Two possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe, or we are not.
Or we're not. Both are equally terrifying.
If the universe is teeming with life, that would mean that it's filled with potential hidden threats all around us. But it would also mean that we are not special. We do not have...
I actually don't agree with that quote. I think it's scarier to be alone. I just think it's scarier to be alone knowing that the universe is that vast and massive, and you are that astronomically lucky to experience it the way we do with our consciousness. And you're the only thing that can experience it. That's scary to me. If there's life out there, what do you mean the universe teeming with dangers? I don't care. Blast me away, bro. You deserve it if you're able to. If you're a civilization that somehow conquered the limitations of physics and time and space, and you can nuke Earth, dude, do it. Go for it. I don't care. That's not scary. That's awesome. That's awesome that there could possibly be advanced civilizations out there, which actually I don't even agree with. I think if the universe is teeming with life, I think life like humans is probably really rare, but there could still be life in general. There could be single-celled organisms. That's awesome. It's just a matter of the right chemistry.
Have some privileged place in the universe. We are not the universe experiencing itself. We're just a really weird fluke of organic chemistry that happens from time to time.
Yeah, that's what
meaning and purpose.
That's what I just said. I
If
said chemistry.
There's no life outside of Earth, then we are...
I don't think we're devoid of meaning or purpose, though. That's some doomer shit.
Are truly alone, floating in an infinite void, which would be, in the words of Ellie Arroway, a huge waste of space. It's such a waste of space, it feels unreal. Perhaps a simulation?
Oh.
What if this really is just a massive game that creates itself as we explore the virtual universe? The further out we look, the more we see. When Hubble took its deep field photo pointing at a tiny dark patch of sky and finding thousands of galaxies, maybe those galaxies literally didn't exist until we looked there. Maybe the
my render distance was too low in my bad, gang.
Structure of the universe didn't exist until we figured out how to map the cosmic microwave background radiation. Maybe you and I are just ones and zeros, and what we experience as consciousness is just a sim program, just existing in a game. This is a popular theory, if maybe a little bananas, but belief in it is understandable, considering...
It's a theory that's like buttered down specifically to only be understood by humans because we made the internet. I think it's too human-centric of a theory, because like it makes sense to us because we built the internet, but who says that the universe plays by the book of human knowledge? Does that make sense? Like, If it is a simulation, it'd be something we can't understand, not like something as simple as, oh, we're just a bunch of ones and zeros. That's a human-centric theory.
The equally baffling absurdity of the physical universe. There is a more elegant solution, though. One that allows for a universe teeming with life, but simultaneously seemingly void of life. But it's no less existentially terrifying. The term Great Filter speaks to the idea that basic life like single-cell bacteria might be common, but intelligent life encounters barriers that prevent it from existing everywhere. Some think the Great Filter occurs before intelligent life. For example, the evolution from single-celled organisms to multicellular organisms, that might be a Great Filter.
Yeah.
After all, the Earth is 4.5 billion years old, and single-cell life began relatively early, some believe around 500 million years. But it wasn't until 1.6 billion years ago that multicellular life arose on Earth, meaning it took 2.5 billion years for life to make that jump. Perhaps this is such a remarkably rare event that it could be considered a Great Filter. Others suggest the Great Filter is something that still awaits us, that it occurs after intelligence evolves. Maybe because of a cataclysmic cosmic event, or the death of their star. Maybe it's a predatory alien civilization engaging in dark forest gamesmanship.
Please.
Or maybe because intelligent civilizations inevitably drain their own resources and wipe themselves out. Perhaps intelligence isn't the ultimate goal of evolution, but
life always finds a way.
A mutation of it, a kind of cancer, a metastasis that requires an...
I actually don't think humans can wipe themselves out, although they can do a lot of damage. I think you can wipe out 99% of humans. I don't think you can wipe out all of them, though. Knocking on wood? Knocking on wood right now? I'm knocking on wood.
Unsustainable consumption of resources that inevitably dies out. All of this is an overdramatic way of saying that maybe intelligent civilizations have a time limit. And if there's anything as absurd as the space in the universe, it's the time of the universe.
Yeah.
The two are fundamentally linked after all. The average lifetime of a species here on Earth is between 5 and 10 million years.
Sorry, I'm giggling at these low-res images.
Intelligent life might fare better, or it might fare worse. But we can give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say we last 10 million years. In the 13.8 billion year history of the universe, that is a line so thin, you can barely see it on the screen. Even if life was common, even if intelligent life were common, even if every single star system in the universe were capable of creating intelligent life at some point before that star system dies out, it is entirely plausible that all of those civilizations rose, conquered, and ended at different windows in the universe, and never knew that any of the others ever existed. We, in our tiny, inconsequential oasis of the universe, are only here for a fleeting amount of time. And all we have is each other against the vast, consuming darkness.
Corny. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Chad. Yeah, Chad, I'm looking at you. You and I, we only have each other. Now give me a hug. Sorry, I don't mean to act like a high school senior.
Valentine's Day in 1990, the Voyager 1 spacecraft, well past the orbit of Neptune at this point, took one last look back toward the inner solar system and snapped a picture. This picture held no scientific
the pale
value.
Blue dot.
In it, there was nothing we could learn that we didn't already know. But in this photo, Voyager captured Earth from over 6 billion kilometers away.
Oh, you can't even see it. Sorry, it's behind me. That's Earth. That's Earth. All the way from our outer solar system.
Making it look like only a cluster of blue pixels.
Yeah.
Carl Sagan championed this photo and called it the pale blue dot. It is, in a sense, the most accurate photo of our species ever taken. In Carl's words, "From this distant vantage point, the Earth might not seem of any particular interest. But for us, it's different. Consider again..."
Dude, we took a group selfie. We took a group selfie together, chat. You don't even have to meet up with me in like a VTuber con or anything. We're all in this picture together. I don't know what year this picture was taken, actually. Listen, at least maybe some of your parents or our parents were here in this picture. That counts too.
That dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there,
Every
on a mote of
VTuber.
dust suspended in a sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors so that, in glory and triumph, they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe, are all challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurity, in all this vastness,
I couldn't
there is no hint
interrupt during that
help will come
quote.
from
It
elsewhere
was
to
too
save us from
inspiring.
ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate.
Even in the long future, humans are not meant to live elsewhere. Even if you have all of the tech necessary, at some point, like, physics will, at the very least, decrease your quality of life. Unless you find an exact replica of Earth, just because of the differences in gravity. It's a gravity thing for the most part.
Visit, yes. Settle, not yet. Like it or not, for the
Yeah.
moment, the Earth is where we make our stand.
Yeah.
It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is
Yeah.
perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world.
Yeah.
To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.
Yeah. Agreed.
Space is scary, and
Nah.
yet we are drawn to it. It's the ultimate call of the void. And with a renewed interest in colonizing the moon and new telescopes like the Vera Rubin telescope, we seek to expand our reach
dude,
into
these
the
low-res
abyss.
images,
And maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll wise up and outlive our species' life expectancy. Maybe we'll expand through the cosmos and
What even
find
is
new
our life
homes on other worlds
expectancy?
near other stars. Because
As a
in an infinite
species?
universe,
I don't know.
anything is possible.
Yeah. That was a really nice video. That like perfectly captured most of my thoughts about space and like why I came to study it or love it so much. It's not my main field of study, but it was for a while. It's more of a passion now at this point, cause astronomers don't get paid much, guys. Did you know that? Anyways. Don't be scared of space. It's so fun. If you guys ever get the chance to, I'd highly suggest getting a telescope or just going to an observatory, looking through someone else's telescope, seeing the planets for the first time, like with your naked eye, seeing like Jupiter or Saturn or even like any of Jupiter's moons too, if the telescope can pick it up. It's life-changing. It's life-changing. Also, just going to an area with no light pollution so you can see the night sky clearly. If any of you are like me, if you've lived in a big city for most of your life, you might have never seen the Milky Way before. So you have to look for a spot with no light pollution. It might be a far drive. Maybe not. I don't know where you live. But it is so worth it. I got to see it for the first time 2024. So it's still kind of recent in my memory. It is also life-changing. With that being said, thank you for watching this video with me. Be sure to subscribe for more and I'll see you in the next one. Johnny!